You're welcome to Soft Sports TV, and today we are glad to announce the maiden edition of the Soft Sports Podcast. And of course, I'm not here myself. I've got Handy and Mr. Fair Play. You can also call him Ever, but I think Mr. Fair Play is better. Let's stick to that. Mr. Fair Play. All right, I'm chuffed, I'm happy, and I'm ready to go. But before we start, if you haven't subscribed to this channel, please make sure you do that. Thank you to all 2,000 of you who have subscribed to the platform. We are so happy, and thank you for supporting us, for commenting, for sharing, for liking, and whatever you do to help us grow. Please stick to us, and then we'll continue to give you more content. All right, now we've got a lot of things to start with, but right now I'm in the party mood. I'm in the mood to dance. I'm in the mood to. I feel like I'm about to start a concert.
Yeah, your voice is back. That's why you're this happy.
You know, last week my voice went on AWOL. My voice went on loan, but right now my voice is back. Yeah, my voice is back. That's a good one. But
Very short loan.
the main reason why I'm happy is because there seems to be some introduction to football that I will announce shortly. It has been announced officially, but let's talk about it here. Halftime show and football. And when I say football, like you Americans call it soccer. Yes, the halftime show you see on the NFL is going to be introduced in the World Cup. And the FIFA president has said in the next World Cup, we shall be seeing the halftime show. We've talked about this a lot of times, guys. I think we started talking about this from way back as 2-3 years ago. And we didn't want it to
Yeah.
come into football, but it's happening right now. It's happening. We're going to see it in the World Cup halftime show. What do you think about this?
It's sad because I'm still very young, but if I start complaining again about it the same way I complained 2 years ago, you might start calling me an old grumpy old man, you know.
Are you not?
So, but I don't think honestly, because first off, I would start by saying, it's going to be something that is progressive. But personally, I think Infantino, the president of FIFA, sold his soul to the American market.
Someone
Yes,
selling his soul for money. Okay.
yeah, because it has nothing to do with football. The game that we know and we love, especially during the halftime, that's when we analyze the game. That's when we talk about what has happened and what we might be expecting to see in the second half, the kind of changes. And as a fan, when you see your manager make those changes that you guys analyze already during the halftime talk, it gives you this belief, and this motivation that we're probably on the right track. And we've seen that in most of the World Cups, like the previous World Cup final where France were pretty dominated in the first half by Argentina, and the game turned on its head immediately in a couple of minutes in the last minutes. So personally, I don't think that's something we'd love to see in football because during the Copa America final, they had to extend the halftime, which is something that is unusual in football. I wasn't impressed, but it's here, and I don't know.
Okay, Mr. Fairplay, let's go over to you now. Imagine watching your dear Super Eagles play or your dear Arsenal playing, and you're losing at home, 3 goals to nil, and the next thing you see Kendrick Lamar or you see a Burna Boy coming to perform. How would you feel?
Well, first off, we won't be losing 3-0 at home, so don't use your illustration. I think let me use my own illustration. Imagine in a World Cup final
Yeah.
where Nigeria is playing against bitter rivals Ghana, and we are beating Ghana by 3 goals to nil in the first half. And during the halftime, 15 minutes, where I was supposed to be watching tactical analysis of what we've been doing well, what Ghana has not been doing well. And then Celine Dion would just pop up from nowhere.
Bro, Celine
How
Dion
about Cardi?
of all
How
of
about
all
Cardi B?
wait, of
How
all
about Cardi
Like,
B?
yeah, Cardi
How
B
about
more
do
like
Cardi
you
B? She
understand?
comes and she starts twerking
Cardi B just comes from nowhere and begins
and
to
starts
twerk, or maybe
twerking.
even Portable. Portable will come and like, what's
Okay, I did
going
not see
on?
Portable
What
soon
is
coming.
this? What is this?
Portable
The
just come in,
entertainment.
wala, wala, wala. That shows that you're losing, 3-0. When they lose 3-0, Portable shouting, wala, wala, wala.
It's crazy because the entertainment in football, like we've said before, is what happens in the 90 minutes or the extra 30 minutes and the penalties. The
Yeah.
goals, the pass, the assists, the saves, the tackles. Those are the things that takes us off our feet, that strips us, off our feet, and we're excited. Not this whole thing, man. This is just marketing gig, and it adds absolutely nothing to the game that we already love.
All right, just
And just
yes,
to
sir.
add something to it, um, we already have the what's it called? The kind of show we already put on in
The
the
opening
final.
ceremony
The opening
show,
exactly.
closing
So why
ceremony.
do we
Is
have
that
an
not
opening
enough?
ceremony and the closing ceremony? Why do we have to include a halftime show?
You understand?
Prime
It's it's
time.
it's
It's
not it's
called
not the
prime
right thing
time.
to do.
In advertising, it's called prime time. That time is
Hmm.
crucial. People are already invested in the game, so that time is
Yeah.
very crucial for the business people. There you
Well,
have
like
you
Yeah.
have more people tuned in already, so that's the best time for you to sell whatever thing you want to sell. But
you saw.
just an aside, talking about we got that there. Talking about being old. Mr. Fairplay, you just told us how old you are by mentioning Celine Dion. See me, I'm a Gen Z.
Look at this man.
I'm I'm a generation alpha then, if you're Gen Z.
My guy, Alpha key your head there. Alpha and Omega. Okay. Well,
Ah,
my personal opinion about this is it's wrong. I'm already angry at seeing players being interviewed at halftime, and now you're trying to bring in entertainment that doesn't have
yeah,
anything to do with the sport. What you're going to do is you're going to introduce the wrong set of fans into the sport, and it's going to lose its love, its taste, its integrity. We want sport lovers to be sport lovers. If you want to go for a show, a concert, you can. There's concerts every day of the year. You can go there, but well, like you said, FIFA they sold their soul. I don't know if you were there to sign the check, but anyhow, let's go down to something else now. Let's come back home to Nigeria. Uh, our new coach, Coach Eric Shiel, if I got his name correctly, has released the invitational list. I think that's what it's called for the players that
yeah,
he would like to assess and call for our next games. Very long list. A few
yeah.
surprising names, but let's talk about out of the players that have been called, which one are you most excited to see? We'll start with you, Eva, Mr. Fairplay.
Yeah, off camera, we've talked about some of these exciting players who've been doing very well for their various clubs and how they deserve call up. And fortunately for them, they've been given an opportunity. It's still just a preliminary list, so some of them might not make it to the 23-man list. But this is like an opportunity for them to raise their game, show the coach that they have what it takes to compete with the other guys. So it's a good thing. A whole new lots of new players. Igor Ogbu, we mentioned him. Slava Prague has been invited. Jordan, Ifeanyi Onyebuchi, Anthony, Dennis. A lot of exciting players have been invited. But the one I am very excited about personally is Santos Uche. I think he's been playing at a very high level for Getafe. I mean, you're playing against some of the best players in the world. You play against Real Madrid, Barcelona, Atletico Madrid, Bilbao, Sociedad. So you're competing against the best players. And not only are you competing, you've been doing very well. This is somebody that has 3 goals in the league from midfield, though he plays some games as an attacker. From midfield, he has created 3 big chances. He has 2 assists to his name. So what else than getting a call up? And then Igor Ogbu is another exciting defender because I think that department is a department where we need some very good players. Trustekong might be playing his last Nations Cup. So as he's leaving, we should be able to work on having players with personalities, that will work hand in hand with the likes of Gabriel Osho and Kevin Bassi. So a whole lot of them, I'm happy for them, but I'm excited for those 2 players,
Okay.
Crisanto Zuche and Igor Ogbu. And then there's this other player I just briefly want to talk about, Anthony Dennis. He's a 20-year-old defensive midfielder. Just 2 years ago, he was playing for HB Academy in Abuja. And in 2 years' time, he's getting a call up in Super Eagles, so which is very, very encouraging. I think that sends a good message to other young talented players to work hard and their chance will come.
Yeah, that's true. That's something I noticed about the list. There were a few homegrown players and home-based players, and there's also another guy called Papa. I've forgotten his name. I think he plays for
Yeah, Papa Daniel,
Niger
Papa Daniel,
Tornadoes or something.
Niger Tornadoes.
Yeah,
Yes,
a
yes,
good player too. Yeah, but for Chrysanthus Uche, for me,
Yeah.
off camera, like we spoke, I'm very excited to see this guy. I think he's the real deal. There's
Mhm.
no hype about this guy. He's actually worth
yeah.
every penny. That guy is a very good footballer, a good box to box midfielder, and I think he's a profile of player that we have lacked in the Super Eagles for years. We've seen, flashes of that in Wilfred Ndidi, where you do the box to box, but because of the system we have been playing, we haven't really had that box to box midfielder, a player who is strong, who can defend, but also can do, a good job offensively. Uche has had
Football, yeah.
43 shots this season. That shows he's got an eye for goal. And he's got 3 goals, like you mentioned. And what I even like about him is the
Yeah.
fact that he's disciplined the way he plays. So far, so good. He's got, like, I think, just 3 yellow cards this season. For a
Oh,
player who is that
I
physical,
mean,
yeah.
especially playing for a team
Just,
like
I
Getafe.
was
yeah,
about to add that, like
very
playing
physical
for
side.
yeah, for Boya Morales,
Yeah,
playing under the coach of that nature. I've seen Uche, especially against Real Madrid. They played 4-5-1, and he was the lone striker up front.
mm,
And he gave Rudiger a run for his money. He struck the bar, with one of his shots, and that was a very, powerful turn. So I'm also excited about Ejukim too, even though I know he's so far the rate at which he's been playing it at Sevilla, he's been coming off as a sub, but he's been really influential too to the team. I'm very excited about the idea of seeing a lot of Nigerians now applying their trade in La Liga,
yeah,
which is something we haven't really been seeing.
yeah,
So personally, I'm excited about the two of them, and also the home-based goalkeepers that have been included in the team.
yeah.
It's as a goalkeeper,
Amas.
yeah. So yeah, it's very exciting to see Amas in the team, and I hope that they can get to like obviously maintain
A,
stay in the squad.
a quick question for you, Andy. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you there.
Mhm.
I know when you play football, sometimes you play as a goalkeeper, and you are just
Yeah,
about maybe 5'11".
yeah.
In
Well,
Yeah,
6 foot.
5'11", 6 foot, but not above
Yeah,
that. No, come on, don't
yeah,
calm down.
yeah,
But
yeah.
the question I'm about to ask is: there's a goalkeeper for Nigeria who was doing well when he was in Israel, still doing well now. I think he plays in Cyprus right now. Adebayo, what's his name? He's part of the squad. What's that goalkeeper's name again?
Okay.
I
Oh,
think it's Adele something.
Adeleye,
I will
Adeleye,
look for it.
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
and he's got the same profile in terms of physique as Vincent Enyama. So the question I want to ask is: when people think about goalkeepers, they always envision them to be these 6'6", 6'5", big
Yeah.
figures. But
Mhm.
what's special about being that height and being a goalkeeper?
Oh, personally, I think, when it comes to being a goalkeeper, like watching the greats like Iker Casillas and Buffon, what I understood about the two of them is that Casillas is one of the best shot stoppers that you'd see, and he wasn't very tall himself, but having the understanding of Buffon and being able to know how to move around positioning is very important as a goalkeeper, that Buffon might take 2 steps and make the save look easy, while Iker Casillas might need to make an exceptional dive. And when you go back to the Premier League just last season, David Raya won the Golden Glove, right?
Yeah,
And he's definitely, I think he's
just
the shortest
just
goalkeeper
about your height.
amongst all of, yeah.
Yeah,
So yeah, I've seen him, and I honestly would debunk, the myth about, that goalkeepers have to be tall. Yes, it comes with an advantage of being able to stretch, but the fact is that when you, even as a tall goalkeeper, like having the height of Thibaut Courtois, if a penalty kick taker, for instance, places the ball in a side netting with enough speed, there's no goalkeeper with your height that can stop it. So there's still angles that, as a tall keeper, that you still have a disadvantage, especially going for those low balls that will be beside you. If you don't have, foot reflexes like the game, you might struggle with that too. So it all has to do with a lot of things, but I think they have to debunk the fact that or the say that goalkeepers have to be very tall.
Okay. Well, I think we'll leave that now for whoever is in charge of the goalkeeping department for the Super Eagles, because we seem to have a lot of goalkeepers, and there were a few that were not called, like Noah. I don't know why he wasn't called, but we can't talk about everybody.
Yeah.
This guy Tolu Arokodare, 6'6", beautiful striker playing in the Belgian league, scoring a lot of
I
goals.
forgot to mention
I
him.
think he
Yeah,
scored like 16 goals in 28
he's the top.
matches.
Yeah, he's the highest goal scorer
So
at this point. Yeah.
that's one department that we have never lacked in Nigeria. Strikers. We always have strikers. No matter how the team they red, strikers they always did. Like this, we could field an entire first 11 with strikers.
With strikers,
Yeah,
true.
and there's a lot of them now who are finding their form. Even the likes of Paul Onuachu, in a way, is beginning to play regularly now.
In
You
Southampton,
see,
Yeah,
yeah.
he's playing well.
Sadiq Umar, scored that beautiful back heel goal for Valencia.
Wonderful goal.
Valencia, yeah.
There's good strikers now, but I'm excited to see what Tolu brings. That's my personal opinion. And this question is for you, Handy. Of all the strikers we've got, please don't tell me Hamed Musa. Much respect to the governor, our senior man. We know why he's there to
Yes,
guide. He's there to guide the
he's
team.
there to guide.
He's
He's
the
a leader. He's a
But
leader. I've
apart,
understood this
apart
and
from
I've accepted it.
apart
I've
from the
accepted it.
legend
Mhm.
and Victor Osimhen, who are you looking to see in that striking department?
Well, personally, I won't lie, it's Victor Boniface because he has had a lot of hard luck in his Nigerian career so far. So I would really want to see Victor Boniface step up, and have, the opportunity to show us and deliver, the same way he has turned up for Bayer Leverkusen so far. I really want to see him because he missed out on the African Nations Cup again. He got injured, so I really want to see him do it in a major tournament, and I'm looking forward to see. And why I'm saying Victor Boniface is, like you already rightfully mentioned, we have a lot of players in that department. I feel like we need to have consistency when it comes to who we are going with, and like how we're moving forward with our strikers, because if they keep changing them, then they might not be able to build the synergy
Yeah,
that the team
chemistry.
might need. Yeah, the
Chemistry.
chemistry too. Yeah. So that's very
Okay,
important.
this is a question. Something we'll build up on another video. Do we have a fullback issue in Nigeria? It's something we'll talk about. I just
I,
had to. It just crossed my mind now, like a
I really
fullback
don't think
issue.
so. I honestly don't think so. When I watch
No, we
Fenerbahce
don't.
play, I see Dele Bashiru. He plays as a four and he plays as a fullback too. Calvin Bassey too has always played as a three at Celtic before. Was it at Celtic or Rangers before he moved
Rangers.
to yeah, Rangers? Yeah. So we have players that are versatile. We have the one that plays, sorry,
There's
Zaidu.
Bruno Yamachi
Yeah,
that just moved to
Zaidu is there.
yeah.
He has not even been playing for Porto, but even though he doesn't play for Porto this season, but he can always still step up when it comes to representing the country. So I don't think we have a fullback issue.
All right. So that's fine then. Let's leave international football for now. Let's go down to the UEFA Champions League. More games will be played tonight as at the time of recording this video. But let's talk about what was played last night.
Yes.
Arsenal, a team without a striker. I don't know. They decided to put PSV to the sword and they scored 7 past them. Ricardo Calafiori de Lima Ronaldo, like you can call him, whatever. That guy, to me, whoever put that guy in the defensive line made a mistake. That guy should be a striker. There's nothing you are telling me. That guy is pretending. He's impersonating a defender. He's supposed to be a 9. But we'll leave it for that, and let's go to you, the Arsenal fan here. Quickly, how excited were you seeing Arsenal score? Or were you even excited? That's one question. And number 2, do you see Arsenal beating Atletico or Real?
I think it should be one step at a time. Let's not jump into beating who or not. Let's leave it at qualifying. One thing about football is a team can be in its best moments and something can happen and that team collapses, not because they are not good. There are games where you go as the underdogs and then in the course of the game, there's a red card or something, one error, so
And it
anything can
swings in
happen
your
in football.
favor.
So, but let's not even let's not even go into that. I was excited to see the team win and score lots of goals. This is a team that hardly score goals. We've not been scoring goals for some time now. We're struggling. I mean, no striker, no number nine in the team. So we're just trying to manage the few attacking players. Our center forward right now is the midfielder, that is playing as a center forward. So they've played 2 games without scoring a goal, and all of a sudden they are scoring 7 goals. So yeah, it was beautiful to watch. But even at that, there were still a few things there that I feel like were a bit of a red flag in the team. But let's see how they progress. When we get there, when we finish from
Mhm.
the PSV stuff, we can now think
uh,
about what. So yeah, I was excited and
I'm
Okay.
warming up.
as
All right. Let's ask you this one now, Handy. Of course, you beat Real Madrid fan, of course, and you beat Atletico 2-1, and you want that vengeance against Arsenal after a long time. But let me ask from this angle, because of time.
Yeah,
We are seeing a lot of goals. Like the game last night, we saw all the teams score against each other. There was no clean sheet.
yeah,
Is this as a
yeah.
result of the away goal being taken away, the away goal rule being taken away? Are we seeing more teams express themselves and scoring goals?
100%. I honestly, I've never been a fan of the away goal rule because you give you give platform or the opportunity for coaches that are negatively oriented, to come out with the idea of, for instance, if there was the what's it called, if there
Away
was
goal.
the away goal rule yesterday, the way Atletico Madrid played Real Madrid would have been entirely different. They would have come just to get that draw or to keep a clean sheet and go all out in their home. But right now, we see not being afraid, going to other people's homes and being able to dominate. Because in the last 3 games that Real Madrid has played against Atletico Madrid, even though we've drawn, Real Madrid pretty much dominated most of those games. But yesterday it was actually different. Atletico came out. They were very comfortable from like the 20th minute to 70th minute. They were very comfortable on the ball. They had more possession. And the individuality yesterday won the game for both teams. Like even the goals, they were all crackers, all wonderful goals. I don't think it is over because Atletico Madrid is a very tricky team to play. So I cannot say that Real Madrid are ready through. But I would say this that Real Madrid have qualified 95% of the time after winning the first leg at home. So I don't think they're ready to stop now. So I look forward to playing Arsenal in the quarterfinals with
Oh
all
my
due
God.
respect.
Such a bully. Such a bully. Show off. Show off. Real
Can't
Madrid.
wait.
They are the
We can't
ultimate
wait.
bullies in football, man. The ultimate bullies. Talking about Atletico parking the bus. Simeone was asked if he was going to park the bus. He said, no, we'll be going by flight. All right. Still on the matter of goals and some rules in football, Gerard Piqué said something interesting recently. He said, you can't pay thousands of euros or pounds or dollars to go watch a football game and it ends in a goalless draw. That for every game that ends in a goalless draw, he's proposing for both teams to go with 0 points. Mr. Fairplay, what do you think about this? Does it make sense? Quickly.
I think it's an amazing idea, actually, if you look at it
What?
from the point of entertainment. Like we've been saying this thing again and again. Football is about goals. That's where the excitement comes from. Scoring goals, seeing the beautiful assists, and all of that. It's frustrating sometimes when you watch a game for 90 minutes without a goal. My own team, Arsenal, played a few days ago against Nottingham Forest, and it ended in a goalless draw, and it was frustrating. And I can imagine
Maybe
if it
maybe
was
if you had a
frustrating
striker,
for
you would have
me as a
scored.
fan.
Maybe.
Maybe. I mean, it can be frustrating for me as a fan. What will a neutral fan say? So, sometimes there are teams that just feel like our duty here is to prevent the opponent from scoring, and it doesn't matter what we do. So, if this kind of rules are introduced, I think it will change the mindset of a whole lot of teams. You're going to a football match with the mindset of trying to get a goal, even if it's once. So, yes, in my opinion, I think it won't be a bad idea at all. I want to see goals. I want to see entertainment. That's the beauty of the game.
All right. Handy. Do you agree?
I disagree 100%.
Why?
Because
I wasn't expecting you to agree.
imagine going.
Especially if this is called.
You
Yes,
had to
imagine
freeze.
going in.
Look, you had to freeze
You
because
see,
of that.
you see,
The footballing gods are not happy with you.
at
You know
all.
what?
You don't expect
I am not
my
cutting. I am not gonna edit this part out. I like how it looks like
Coming
nice.
this.
from a Barcelona legend, I know.
He doesn't know what's happening right now.
At all,
When you
he's
watch the
back.
full video, you will see what happened. Now, Handy, quickly, just get your point in 2 minutes
So
before we go.
yeah, so I think first off, you guys will be hypocritical if you're saying that you want a 0-0 stallman to go for both teams to go without any points. If you're saying that and you're pushing away the idea of having the halftime show, because that's entertainment. Because if you're coming from that perspective, yes, that's entertainment. I've watched my team play football and had like 30 shots and like like maybe 12 shots on target, missed the penalty, and the game ended in a 0-0. So are we supposed to go out after having that much hard luck and ending with no points? That would be like the
Tell your
final
You should
straw.
players
have. You
to
So
should have
try not
scored.
to
You should have scored your
penalty.
penalty.
Should
what?
have scored the penalty.
So, but with all sincerity, I've also watched matches that have ended in a 0-0 stallman that I enjoyed more than games that I saw goals in them because maybe there were games that the other team packed the balls and they were fortunate to score with one counter attack. We've seen that in football, Chelsea versus Barcelona. So whoever did not watch the game would think, oh, Chelsea won the game, but we all know that everyone that watched the game, it was a one-sided football match, and the other team ended up winning. So these things can happen, and I don't think that's a good idea in football. And personally, I don't even take Gerard Piqué's opinion in football because he's coming from a team that has bribed a referee, and they're still
Okay.
denying.
All right, all
Yeah,
right, all right. Stop
yeah,
this now. Take this conversation to Spain with you. Take this conversation to
yeah.
Spain with you. Okay, guys. Thank you so much for tuning to this channel today, for watching this podcast. Like I said, it's the maiden edition for the Soft Sport podcast. Everything what we're doing before is just like a test, and we're doing it. We're kicking the ground and hitting the ground running, like they say. Thank you so much for watching this. Thank you, Handy. Thank you, Eva. We've spoken a lot about football,
Been a
and
pleasure.
don't get us wrong, don't get it twisted. We don't only talk football, we talk MMA, we talk boxing, we talk everything sports. But yeah, we've got to be comfortable and flow with whatever we want to do. Okay, thank you once more for all of you who have subscribed to the channel and those who are following us on all our platforms. We really, really appreciate it. Please make sure you like this video, share, leave a comment below on any topic we've talked about or anything you feel like saying, good or bad. We can welcome you. Okay, if it's too bad, we've got people who will reply you, trust me. And if it's good, thank you for that. Thank you once more. My name is Sase P, and I have Handy and Eval, aka Mr. Fairplay, and we're saying peace out.
Peace.